everyone takes a solo. It was in 9/4 time signature, the Phrygian mode. Why not invite some more friends, different from everyone else? This backing track available to you. Wee! My name is Mams and I make weird music. I'm starting a new series called Let's Jam. Pick up your guitars and jam with me. A few years ago, I had done a video with this same format. So, I think that would be episode 1. Link down in the description. The format is pretty simple. I make a backing track to jam over, then I invite a few friends to do an improv solo over it. Pretty simple, right? Basically, a jazz format where everyone takes a solo. So recently, when my brother was visiting me, he reminded me of a track that we had done back in 2016. It was in 9/4 time signature and used the Phrygian mode. I think I had composed it even earlier on Guitar Pro using the crappy MIDI sounds. But in 2016, Aditya and me did a proper recording of it. Of course, it was just an audio recording and we had no video footage of it. Anyways, we listened back to it and felt it sounded really good. So we wanted to redo it, but this time with video. I didn't re-record the backing track and just used what we had. But we redid the solos. For the video of the backing track section, I just mimed myself playing the head of the track on guitars and bass. I thought of trying the organs and the drums too, but since I had written it on the piano roll, it seemed too gargantuan of a task to try and relearn it. The solos are not mimed, but rather played live and completely improvised. And then I thought, why not invite some more friends and make it episode 2 of Let's Jam? So I invited 3 people over, all of them at different skill levels, and asked them to play a solo over the backing track. Let me talk a little about each participant. Firstly, of course, my brother Aditya. Technically, he's my cousin, but since all of us cousins are single childs, we just use the term brother and sister. And thinking about it, in Nepali, we actually don't have a separate term for cousins. Of course, Aditya and I grew up together and our early influences were very similar. Iron Maiden, Guns N' Roses, Scorpions, etc. But after a certain age, we both took very separate paths in our guitar journey. He became a giant shredder and got into more extreme genres of heavy metal like technical death metal. You can see in his playing, he's very technical and very precise. Even though he's improvising, he has very meticulously crafted licks in his arsenal. Next is w.a.x. I had actually reached out at the Magpie Pirates Discord server to see if anyone wanted to participate, and he responded. We had no acquaintance before this. After he joined my Discord, I gave him the details of the project and sent him some tabs of the Phrygian mode. I'm sure this was something new for him, but I helped him out in any way that I could. And even though this was probably not his style, you can see that his influences of indie guitar music really shines through. His licks include a lot of double stops interjecting within his single note melodies. And it sounds really nice and interesting and different from everyone else. Next is Shashank Kandachar. We are co-workers and have worked together on some live gigs before, but this was the first time that we worked together properly on an original. I know he's into jazz fusion and you can see that in his playing. He goes in and out of the Phrygian mode and goes into a lot of atonal playing, packed with a lot of distortion and a big dollop of confidence. And finally is my former student Akshat Kumar. He started learning with me about 8 years ago when he was literally a complete beginner. But over the years, I have seen him grow into a masterful musician. He's equally adept at shredding as well as bluesy licks. Today, I don't think of him as a student of mine, but rather as an equal. And sometimes, he's way better than me. And I think this might be the first time that he's putting out a video of himself on social media. I did my own solo after everyone had sent theirs. And since most of the ground had been covered by the other musicians, I had to think a little about what did I want to do. Finally, I decided to take a very Jeff Beck-esque approach with a lot of whammy playing and super wavery notes. Anyways, after the jam, Doc Scully, and myself, we were having a discussion on how we can make this backing track available to you, my lovely viewers. I don't yet have a Patreon, so I can't do that yet. And I didn't want to upload a separate video on YouTube of just the backing track. So instead, what we decided to do was just invite you to our Discord server. You can get the backing track from there. So the final player for this backing track is gonna be you. You are my faithful supporter. You have already liked the video. You have subscribed to my channel. You even have the notifications turned on. So that is your turn to play. If you want to, go ahead and make a video of your solo and upload it to Instagram and tag me. I would love to see how you would interpret it. And maybe you can also join my Discord so that you can participate in the next episode. Anyways, here's the jam. Did you like the solos? Did you like the solos? Did you like the solos? Cause if you did, then you should fridge scribe. Thank you so much to Aditya, w.a.x, Shashank, and Akshat for joining in on the challenge. I'll leave links down in the description where you can find more music by them. Please do go and listen to them, follow them, subscribe to them, whatever needs to be done on that particular social media platform. And do join my Discord if you want to participate in the next episode. Any instrument, any skill level, all are welcome. And do listen to my album Small Town Boy, which is on all major streaming platforms and also on Bandcamp. If you'd like to support me and the channel, you can grab yourself my Sitar sample pack from Gumroad and Bandcamp. And don't forget to stay untuned. Okay, bye.